Hello and welcome back to Filmfaker's Commentary with your friends from Superliminal Films. This week it is a Dan, Jared, and Max three-hander again. Say hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Hello, friendo.
Very nice. This week week is fine. We'll be talking about the opening sequence to No Country for Old Men, an absolute cinematic tour de force with some beautiful cinematography. So expect most of this conversation to be about how beautiful the cinematography is. We have some timestamps. Jared, what are our timestamps exactly, please?
Timestamps are 31 seconds to, it was 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
3 minutes and 40 seconds. All right.
I know I was missing something on my screen.
31 seconds to 3 minutes and 40 seconds are our timestamps. Gentlemen, do either of you have anything to say before we hop into this?
This movie is unbelievable.
And absolutely beautiful, which is one of the things that I was not really expecting before I saw it the first time, was how stunningly beautiful. But it's Roger Deakins, right? Like,
Right.
it's Roger Deakins. So can you really say all too terribly much about him? Did he win the Academy Award? Yeah, he did. He won the Academy Award for Blade
Sure
Runner.
did.
So about damn time.
Pretty much.
About damn time. So Roger Deakins, recent of an Academy Award for Blade Runner 2049 cinematography, frequent collaborator with Ethan and Joel Coen, and just a really astounding cinematographer, putting on a show for this one.
Absolutely.
Jared, just push play.
And go.
And the thing that is really so good about this, and the reason why the cinematography is so stunning, not just because they kind of just are, it's a showcase here, but because this is setting the mood for this film. You need to know where you are geographically, and you need to know what point in time you're in, and we slowly get that, right? Like you get the geography, then you start to get the era, then you start to get the who you're dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Tommy Lee Jones, if you've never seen this scene, what are you doing? And there is a brilliant monologue that Tommy Lee Jones gives over this whole thing.
He
It's
delivers
amazing.
an absolutely stellar introduction to Texas circa the 80s.
Yeah, it's
we
wonderful.
once had a guy who auditioned for one of our roles give this monologue as his audition piece, and he would have been in one of our things if he didn't have to back out at the last minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such
He
a
was
good piece,
in
and
fact
if it's
cast.
done well, it's so good.
It's great. I mean, just look at the frames, like this defense post here on the third, and now we get a same thing with a windmill on that third, and now it's perfectly in the center of frame with
The butte in the background.
and the horizon line being the other third. Like, it's just, these compositions are textbook perfect for the human eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice to
Here we
look
have
at.
a gorgeous pan into, now you know it's the 80s,
Yes, indeed, you do.
between the, nearly bubble top lights and the outfits both of these guys are wearing.
Yep, the age of the car.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on to indicate what era it is.
And it just feels like every cut has purpose.
The roll-up windows.
That insert's really important. You need to know what that is. That device becomes very important later.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we just have this, like, all of those shots, all of the wonderful Roger Deakinsing in the beginning there leads us to this crane.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, just the Texas.
And again, just the composition on that shot was gorgeous.
Same in this one, right? You've got this guy dead center, and then,
Look at the
off-
bricks.
Yeah. Like, he's framed on set and in the shot, and then you just have Javier Bardem killing it in the background.
And in the foreground.
And then this, like, so everything's been really staid and simple up to this point.
Now it's
Even
cut.
Yeah, the statements that Tommy Lee Jones makes in his monologue are very staid, and now we're just frenetic and frantic.
Yep. Camera's moving, it's cutting, people are moving, or people are looking particularly batshit crazy.
Yes, and look at the floor. So this is something I'd never noticed before watching this, before we started talking about it. The floor underneath where his feet go. It's just rubber soles. Rubber
All
sole
over.
marks everywhere.
Every piece of detail is so well addressed.
And there you have the introduction of one of the best villains in all of cinema history.
I feel like I could go back in, run it again, and then just talk about something totally different. Same with when we, if we, or the same as if we are when we do, or if we've done Alien.
Yes.
Yeah, listen to that one either back before we did it or next time you hear one of us do it.
That's right. It's because we get fought pretty hard on copyright stuff, so we never know when these are exactly, because we have to do them in batches and hope that we can fight through it.
I also feel like we could probably pick a dozen other scenes out of this movie, but we'd probably spend half of our time, just like we did in this one, talking about how great Roger Deakins is.
It's the
I might just
scene
watch
where,
this movie.
yeah, the scene where Josh Brolin is in the hotel and Bardem finds him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Like, man, you want to talk about one of the tensest scenes? I remember the first time we saw this in the theater, thank God.
Yeah.
And when we got done with the movie, and I think it was like a couple days later, you had found an article, and you called me, you're just like, dude, do you know there's no music besides that mariachi band in that entire movie?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, stunned. Like, no, I didn't.
Yep.
Because the mood and the tension and the atmosphere, everything is so beautifully crafted, despite not having an epic score or a score at all. It's staggering.
Yeah, it is. And I'm glad I suggested this, because this movie's so good and this sequence is astounding. Perfect introduction to both a great film and a wonderful villainous character in Anton Chigurh.
That's right, Frendo.
Yeah, Bardem got the supporting actor Oscar for this, right? I know he was at least nominated.
If not Oscar,
Yes.
at least the nod.
I know he was nominated as well. I don't know if he, but
Like,
man,
deserved,
just
if
haunting
not
performance.
received.
Academy Awards. Yes, and the Coens got adapted screenplay and director, and Rudin and the Coens got Best Picture that year.
Yeah, like,
Awesome.
yeah, this movie just did so
Deakins
well.
sadly did not win.
Well, I would say Peter Jackson, right? Eventually, they just had the lob.
Yeah, there was
Who
a guy.
won Best
There
Cinematography?
you go.
Oh, Robert Elswit for There Will Be Blood. Yeah. I should also point
That's not
out,
even fair.
Roger Deakins was nominated for 2 Academy Awards that year. He had a 40% chance of winning and did not,
Oh, that's
because
rough.
he was up for the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
I wonder
Oh,
if he
nice.
took points away from himself. Like,
You
did he
bet.
finish
Not
second,
human.
third?
Sorry, sir. Only humans can win these awards.
yeah, you were
mean,
some
that-
sort of British robot.
Yeah, I would say it's bullshit, but Dick Smith apparently human. Guess he passed away not too long ago.
Yeah.
Because I would have confirmed Android for sure.
Yeah, we'll see with Roger Deakins, because he's still working. He's got a movie in production right now called The Goldfinch. So
It'll look good.
Roger Deakins, he's great. Makes his movie so good. But then so do the Coens, and honestly,
Yeah.
so did Cormac McCarthy for the original book upon which, or novel upon which it was based.
Oh yeah.
So, well, make sure you check us out, superliminalfilms.com, Facebook, YouTube, Duck Press, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Fruit Array, Bumble, Peach, anywhere you can be social on the internet. We are social on the internet. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.